We've been dating for 6.5 months now. It started at the beginning of the summer, which she spent in Tennessee, and I spent in Virginia. She's been studying this fall in Cork, Ireland, and I'm still in Virginia. So, in our history together as a couple, we've barely seen each other, except on rare visits. I say it's a good thing we were friends for a long time before we began dating, or this would have never worked. But now it's Saturday morning. It's my first day in Ireland. I can't wait to see her. DC to New York, and then from New York to England, and then from England to Cork. If you count all that, I've been traveling about 36 hours. It's been about 10 weeks since we've seen each other last. I can't wait to see her. I don't know yet what the movie is going to be about. We're not going to visit a great many places, because even though I'm on Thanksgiving holiday break from school, she still has to go to classes. Turns out Thanksgiving isn't celebrated in Ireland. April has the idea of celebrating Thanksgiving dinner anyway. Actually, she wants to invite everyone, so her Irish friends can try something new, and her American friends can try something familiar. And this could be it. She's never been in charge of making a Thanksgiving dinner before. I've never really helped at all, come to think of it, since by the time I get to my grandparents' house every year, the dinner is already made. I'm pretty sure stress is the fruit of any party, if you're the one in charge. Now we're in charge. We're in charge of bringing it to a new country where they might hate it if we don't pull this off. Oh man, I can see the drama seeping through the edges. This is where my movie is. So, after a few days of going to her classes, hanging out with her friends, and spending time together, we decide it's time to go to the grocery store. This actually takes several trips, since we can only buy as much as we can carry home. While making our way through the store, I make sure I get all the best angles with my camera. We pick chicken instead of turkey because it's cheaper, faster, and easier to find in the store. We have trouble finding a couple of things like cranberry juice and stuffing, and the cranberries that come in a can instead of the jar. And we can't find pie shells or pecans, and they definitely don't have any pumpkin pie mix. After much of this, I apologize for not helping doing the shopping, and I put the camera away and I start to help. You might be wondering about the Coke in the chicken's butt. Well, first you should know that there's actually no Coke in there. We put in cranberry juice instead. The idea is that in the oven, the contents of the can evaporate from inside the can and soak the chicken inside out with liquidy goodness. For those of you who hate white meat because it's so dry, you gotta try this. Oh, it's so good. And then the guests arrive. I make an executive decision, and I leave the camera off. None of the guests know that I'm making a movie, so it's not fair that I surprise them by making them choose between being filmed or leaving. April's at the top of her game at leading the dinner preparations, but it's fragile. She needs me to share the load, or she might get the idea that I don't care what she's going through to make this dinner happen. The dinner was incredible. We had a cranberry juice soaked chicken with a spice rubbed skin mashed potatoes with gravy, mixed vegetables, stuffing, cranberries, and a pumpkin pie. All the guests stayed until very late. They thanked us graciously and they left. April and I cleaned up, and we were exhausted. But at the end of the day, I was glad that I didn't film the dinner itself. I know that I set out to make it the point of my movie, this whole Thanksgiving dinner thing in Ireland. It's a really big deal and all, but how much would it have taken away from a dinner party in a brand new place, with brand new people, to have set up a camera in the corner? Should I just tell them to act natural? No, I don't think so. As it happened, without the camera, the dinner was a huge success. Maybe my audience is great if this movie will go down because they didn't get to see what they came for. Well, audience, to you I say I'm sorry that you didn't get to see what you came for. I'm not ashamed, because you weren't first in my mind when I went across the ocean to see the only person I wanted to see for months but couldn't. I hope I can offer some satisfaction for you by telling you that it was an amazing trip, but I also hope you can understand that it wasn't made for you. It was made for the two of us.